Okay, I'm back. I completely forgot the way Facebook Live works is if you're doing it on your phone, you can't twist your phone and spin it once you're live. You have to sort what you're doing first and then go live and then you can go from there. So, my apologies. No one heard that. Right. I'm just getting fired up because I don't know if I'm going to see the comments or not. So, good evening. Oh, cool. I can see the comments. Brilliant. Right, I can probably do this then. Hello, hello. Hopefully you can hear me okay. I'm outside because I'm at a friend's house. So I am outside. Good evening, everybody. I'm sure you can hear me okay. I'm sure you'll tell me if you can't. Hopefully you'll tell me if you can't. Hello, hello. I'm just sort of seeing it. I am at a friend's house, Simon. Yes. I'm good, thank you. I have had a good day. It's been a really good day today. Cool. I'm going to try and see the comments as we go through because I'm on my phone. So normally I do this on my computer, and I've got a full page of comments. I can scroll back up and down through them. I'm on my phone, so I can scroll through them. Oh, sorry. But it's not quite as easy. So it's going to be a little bit different today. Probably not very long today. Probably going to be live for about 20 minutes or so because, like I said, I'm at a friend's house. It's a bit chilly outside as well. So obviously I want to get back to saying hello to my friends because I haven't seen them for a little while. Okay, right. Do you know what? I'm going to jump straight in terms of obviously excited. We're opening Shrewsbury Prison on Saturday, so a couple of days and we'll be open, which is great. But I want to jump straight into what I did on yesterday about the wall because that was really cool for me. I really enjoyed that. So let me just pull up some of the comments so I can see. Okay, so I posted about the wall. I asked why. It's about halfway up, something like that, maybe just under halfway up. It steps out, and it steps out about 2 foot, but it only does it on the outside. It doesn't do it on the inside. And I asked if people knew the reason why. Somebody actually messaged to say I should know the reason why. Asking everyone else. I do know the reason why. That was what I was there for. Okay. Somebody said it's about having a thicker wall at the bottom to prevent it being rammed. It's not, because if you think about when the wall was built in the Victorian times, really before that, was actually built in the Georgian times, before there were lots of cars. Something fancy dress. Sorry, someone's asking a question. So no, it's not. The walls were kind of there before cars. Certainly, Shepton is a bit different. I'll tell you why in a second. Something says about prisoners escaping. So it can't be climbed on the inside as the top of the wall overhangs where you would climb. Not quite. People said about an extension. No, because otherwise the original wall would have only been 6 foot high, and that would have been a problem in itself. There are quite a few comments about drainage, water and drainage. So it's nothing to do with that. But Keeley was saying that. People saying about the rain hitting the wall foundation. No, trust me, these walls, Shepton Wall is 45 foot high. It's got some pretty deep foundations. But Shrewsbury's wall is 45 foot high. It's got pretty deep foundations. But Shepton Mallet's wall is 75 foot high in one place. It's the highest prison wall in the country. Those foundations are deep, like really deep. So there's no worries about that. Nothing to do with pipe work. I can see one person's got it right. And they've actually used exactly the right term as well. People saying about breaking in and out. People saying about, I love this one. People were saying, the bottom part of the wall is thicker to hold the top part of the wall. Well, the bottom part of the wall does hold the top part of the wall, that's true. But no, that's not the reason why. The wall's actually quite thick in itself. It is, I think it's five bricks thick. It's about 2 foot. But actually, funny enough, the jail, there is a jail, I'm trying to remember the name of it. It's the one in Princetown. It's gone off the top of my head, but the prison in Princetown is got a wall. It is 10 foot wide at the base. It is an absolute monstrous wall. And Keith, who is one of our tour guides, one of our prison officers, he did a stint there as well. And that wall is massive. 10 foot at the base. It's an absolutely huge wall. Let's have a quick look. People stopping from breaking. It's a 6 foot marker. Nope. Okay. So, who got it right? So Martin has definitely got it right, and he's used exactly the right terminology. Shirley is pretty close. She's pretty much got it right. And there was one other, but I think it was on different comments, so I haven't got it in front. So the reason it was done, so they can't Shawshank, the reason it was done is it is called, unofficially, but it is called an ankle breaker, which is what Martin's actually called it, is an ankle breaker. And the design is that if you can get to the top of the wall on the inside, so it's a straight up, which makes it hard to climb. So the inside wall, which is straight, like that, it makes it harder to climb. Dartmoor, thank you, Chris, Dartmoor. So if you do get to the top of the wall at Shrewsbury, it's 45 foot high, so it's quite high. But if you think of yourself being 6 foot, so I'm 6 foot, if I hung off the top of that wall with my arms, I'm going to hang like 8 foot down, so my feet are going to be 8 foot closer to the ground. Now I could probably drop off that wall, and if I landed right, I may well be okay. So when they designed it, it was very cleverly done. They kicked it out 2 foot further down, so it's about 10 foot, maybe 12 foot, something like that from the top, from the bottom. They kicked it out 2 foot, so if you drop straight, you land on that angled piece and then you fall. Basically, you can't do that. So what you have to do is, if you're going to jump off the wall, you have to kick yourself out from it. So if that makes sense, which basically means, and somebody did write this, if you jump off the wall at Shrewsbury, you are almost guaranteed to fall badly and certainly sprain, if not really badly sprain, if not break your ankles. The design is so if you jump off it, you will basically snap your ankles or legs when you hit the ground, and then you can't run away. And that's the fundamental reason why. So there's and if you look at most prisons in the country, walls up to a certain height will have that kick out, and it's basically, like I say, it's an ankle breaker. And if you look at any prison wall pretty much in the country, you will see that, but only on the outside, because obviously no one breaks into prisons, or apart from the people that broke into our prison. No one tends to break into prisons when they're operating. Dartmoor prison, which is the one I was talking about in Princetown, their walls, it's a really old, the prison's actually quite modern, a lot of it's been rebuilt, but the actual prison estate and the walls itself are quite old, and the way they were originally built in the circular form, they're 10 foot wide in certain places at the base, which is an absolutely monstrous wall. Shepton, however, if you look at Shepton doesn't have the ankle breaker kick out anywhere on the wall. The reason is it was actually built, that wall is grade 1 star listed. It was built back in 1600, 1610 basically they started, so it's before they even had that theory. But also the walls at Shepton are 75 foot high, so if you can drop off a 75 foot high wall and not break your legs anyway, then you're doing okay. So that's the wall. Anyway, today I'm back in cellular country. I mean, I'm not, but I'm drinking Thatchers Haze, which is from where I come from in Somerset. So Thatchers Haze tonight. So yes, okay, right. What do you want to talk about? I've got about 10 minutes, and I'm going to sign off. Like I said, I'm going to do a short one tonight, so I can catch up with my friends. Laurie's asking whether the guides at Shepton are ex-prison guards too. They're not prison guards. They're not prison guards, Laurie. They are prison officers. They've never been prison guards. That's an Americanism. So don't call them guards, because they'll put you in a cell. We do have ex-prison officers that work at Shepton. We don't have as many, and actually a lot of the tour guides now are not ex-prison officers at Shepton, but they've been trained by ex-prison officers. They've spent a lot of time with the ex-prison officers, developed the tours with Shepton, and also Graham, so Officer Goodwin at Shrewsbury, has had a lot of connection with everybody that runs a tour. Graham will go through a tour with them first, at least one, and he'll do some training with them to make sure they're delivering to the standard that we expect. So so I'm drinking Thatchers Haze, so it is cloudy cider. It's Thatchers, but Thatchers Haze. What happened with the start of the wheel with the business errors you were going to chat about? Oh, cool. Okay. Sorry, officers, 4:30, so my brain isn't working. It's not 4:30, Laurie, it's 8. So tour guides at Shepton are fantastic. And the tour at Shepton it has equal amounts of modern day prison inn, but it also does a lot of history. It's slightly different, the tour at Shepton to Shrewsbury, because you've got to remember that Shepton Shepton has to cover 400 years of history. Shrewsbury just 20 years. So there is a slight difference in terms of the amount of content they have to get. And also they've had very different things happen to them in time. Shepton's been used as numerous different things. Shrewsbury's only ever been a prison. Shepton's been a prison, but it's also been archives for 300 tons worth of documents during the war. It was an American military prison. It was closed as a prison for a while. It was just left empty. It's had a fire and been part of it. So they've had very different kind of tenures in that sense. So the tours are slightly different. I'd say that Shepton follows the history starting in 1610 up to modern day, whereas Shrewsbury follows the journey of a prisoner through the prison. So I messed up last week. That's how am I going to put this one, because I haven't really spoken to people about this, and I have resolved it. Basically, what I did last week was I didn't take advantage is the wrong word. I didn't utilise a system that was in place for business. Cool. I should be back. Hopefully, I'm back. Apologies, I'm out in the garden. In the comments. Yeah, basically, I hadn't done something. I've got access to be able to do things like loan schemes, so the bounce back scheme, where you can basically borrow money from. You can get a loan under very flexible terms. It's very favourable terms for the business, and I hadn't utilised any of those because I hadn't needed to. We just didn't need the money necessarily because we were doing okay. Obviously, we lost a lot of money, but we still. I wasn't going to access the loan schemes, and then I spoke to a few different people, and I was like, actually, do you know what? I do need to access those loan schemes because there's a facility there, and what that will do, because I didn't want to borrow money, and that was the thing. I kind of like I just really didn't want to borrow money because my ego kind of got in the way, because I didn't want to get back into debt because I'd had such a bad time in debt previously, which I'd spoken about. I really didn't want to borrow money, but then I'm about to buy a prison again. So I decided not to take advantage of the bounce back scheme originally because I didn't. Oh no, it's back. It's back.
That's to open the windows.
Okay, open the window and the internet goes back. So I've got my friends. Over here. They're in the house because they can be in the house. So they're. Hold on, there they are. They are. So they're. Oh no, they've run off now. Like. Like they were there. I will repeat all this another day, I promise. Like I said, I'm going to do a short. There they are. So they're outside the wall. I will do that another day because I will talk about it. I'll do another video on it. But I think, to be honest, because my internet's in and out, I'm outside. I'm hanging out with friends. There's another dog, so I want to spend some time with the dog and say hello and stuff like that. So what I'll do is, obviously, I will be back next week to join Joel. I'm going to do loads more videos. Obviously, I'll be doing stuff tomorrow. And then we open Saturday. So for those of you who are going to see Saturday, we look forward to seeing you Saturday. And obviously I'll do more videos from there. So continue to ping us messages, and I'm really glad that I got to tell you about the wall, and I'll do some more interesting facts over the coming days and weeks and months and stuff like that. So thank you very much, and I will catch up with you next week for Join Joel, episode 7. Oh, dog wants to play ball. Here we go. This is cool, see, because my dog doesn't do this. I've got a Siberian Husky. She doesn't play fetch. But Molly likes to play fetch, don't you? Come here, then. Come here. Come on, then. So I'm going to do that for the next hour before I head home. So, ladies, guys, take care.